friends, welcome to our YouTube channel RH Academy. The main aim of this lecture is to discuss about the ESE 2021 General Studies solutions in a very detailed manner. And if you like the content of our channel, then please do like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon button. So whenever you upload a new video, the direct notification comes on mobile. If any improvements in our lectures, then please do comment in the comment section. We will definitely include all those improvements in the coming lectures. So why to waste more time? So let's get started. So now we are going to solve the 21st question. See the question here. So match the following. So in the list 1 they are given the person's names, and in the list 2 what are the formulas or what are the concepts they have given. So we have to match them. So select the correct matching using the code given below. So what are the 4 options? Option B is the correct solution of this question. So let's discuss something more about this one. So basically Thomson scientist has gave the concept of the mechanical work into heat. So this is Thomson, and also James P. Joule. So James P. Joule is a scientist. He has given the energy equivalence between the heat work and the electric power. So if you see carefully, the unit of work is Joule. The unit of work is Joule. On his name only they have given the Joule, the unit of the work. And also the Max Planck. Max Planck has given the scientist, the Max Planck has given the energy characteristic of light. So if you see carefully, there is one formula, energy is equal to h into frequency, where it is called as the Planck's constant. So on his name only they are given the unit of the Planck's constant, which is h. So this is the energy characteristics of light, which was given by the Max Planck. And Albert Einstein, the famous concept which is given by the Albert Einstein is the theory of the relativity. So the theory of relativity was given by the scientist Albert Einstein. So these are the persons, scientists, and their corresponding concepts. So now we are going to solve the 22nd question. See the question here. Which one of the following is a soft coal? So which one of the following is a soft coal? So what are the 4 options? Option B, bituminous. So bituminous is said to be a soft coal, and let's discuss something more facts about this bituminous. So basically the coal is classified into 4 types, which are the anthracite, bituminous, subbituminous, and also lignite. These are the 4 types of coals. So therefore here anthracite is called as a hard coal, and whereas a bituminous is called as a soft coal. So it is also called as a black coal also. There is also another name for the bituminous, which is black coal, and it is also called as a soft coal. So basically this bituminous is going to contain some tar-like substance, that is called as a bitumen or asphalt. So it is some tar-like substances which is going to contain in the bituminous coal. So in this, if you know what are the components or the compositions of this bituminous coal, basically it has a carbon percentage around 60 to 80%, and the ash is around 6 to 12%. And if you want to know what is the color of this bituminous coal, it is either black or dark brown. So these are some of the important features or the facts of this bituminous coal. So basically the bituminous is called as a soft coal and also black color. So now we are going to solve the 23rd question. See the question here. The Boston Consulting Group matrix classifies business into 4 categories as star, question mark, cash cows, and which one of the following is the 4th one? So what are the 4 options? Option C, dogs, is the correct solution of this question. So let's discuss something more facts about this Boston Consulting Group. So BCG is called as the Boston Consulting Group. The founder of this BCG is nothing but Bruce Henderson. So Bruce Henderson is the founder of this company, and also in the 1963. So in the 1963 he was founder of this one. So basically this BCG is going to classify the business into 4 categories based on the share and growth. So based on these 2 factors, which are the share and growth, they have classified the business into 4 categories, which are the dogs, cash cows, stars, and the question marks. So whatever the businesses which comes under the low share and low growth are said to be dogs, and also the businesses which are going to come under the low growth and the high share, which is called as the cash cows, and the business which are going to come under the high growth and the high share, these are comes under the stars, and also the business which are going to come under the high growth and the low share are said to be the question mark. So based on the 2 factors, which are the growth and share, this BCG has divided or classified the business into 4 categories: dogs, cash cows, stars, and question mark. In the question they are given the question mark, stars, and the cash cows, but they are not given the option D. So the option dogs. So we have to know what is that 4th one, which is the dogs. So dogs is the correct solution of this question. So these are the, based on the market share and the growth, they have classified the business into 4 categories. These are the 4 categories. So now we are going to solve the 24th question. See the question here. For a semiconductor to be called as a p-type semiconductor, which one of the following element impurities are added to a pure semiconductor? So if you want to add some impurity to a pure conductor, then what impurities you have to add in order to make a p-type semiconductor? So out of the 4 options, option D, boron, is the correct solution of this question. So let's discuss something more facts about this one. So basically, if you want to get a p-type semiconductor based on the pure semiconductor, so if you want to add some type of impurity in order to get a p-type semiconductor, then you have to add the group 3 elements. So group 3 elements are the impurities you have to add to the pure semiconductor in order to get a p-type semiconductor. And if you add the group 5 elements as an impurity to a pure semiconductor, then we are going to get the n-type semiconductor. So therefore, the group 3 elements in a periodic table are boron, aluminium, gallium and indium. And also the group 5 elements are phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and the bismuth. So therefore, here in this question they are asking what type of impurities you have to add in order to make a p-type semiconductor, means you have to add the group 3 elements. So only option boron is present in the options out of all the options. So boron is a correct solution of this question. So aluminium, gallium and indium, these remaining 3 are not present in the options, only boron is present. So therefore boron is a correct solution of this question. So now we are going to solve the 25th question. See the question here. So impure semiconductor as. So now impure semiconductor as. So based on pure semiconductor, we are going to compare between the impure semiconductor and the pure semiconductor. So impure semiconductor has more conductivity than the pure semiconductor. So option A is the correct solution of this question. And let's discuss something more facts about this impure semiconductor. So now I am going to tell you about the difference between the impure semiconductor and the pure semiconductor. So basically the pure semiconductor is nothing but we are not going to add any doping to this semiconductor. That is called as a pure semiconductor, or it's also called as an intrinsic semiconductor. And if you add some type of impurity to a pure semiconductor, or doping if you add, then that is called as an impure semiconductor, or we can say it also extrinsic semiconductor. So by adding the doping, we are going to increase the conductivity. So therefore, the conductivity of the impure semiconductor is very higher when compared to a pure semiconductor. That is the agenda. That is the reason we are going to add the doping in order to get the more conductivity. And also in the impure semiconductor, the number of holes is not equal to number of holes is not equal to number of electrons, means number of holes is not equal to number of free electrons in the case of the impure semiconductor, whereas for a pure semiconductor always number of holes is equal to number of free electrons. So here based on this, suppose if the number of holes are very higher, then we are going to get the p-type semiconductor, and if the number of electrons are more high, free electrons are more, then we are going to get the n-type semiconductor. So always here for a pure semiconductor, the Fermi level is always at the center, but for a impure semiconductor, the Fermi level is not at the center. Whether for a p-type semiconductor, it is very near to the valence band, and for n-type semiconductor, it is very near to the conduction band, but it is not at all center. It is not at all center of the valence and conduction band. But for a pure semiconductor, yes, the Fermi level is going to present at the center of the valence band, also at the conduction band, means it is going to present at the center between the valence band and the conduction band. But for a impure semiconductor, for a p-type semiconductor, the Fermi level is going to present near to the valence band, and for the n-type semiconductor, the Fermi level is going to present nearly at the conduction band. So therefore we can conclude that here the Fermi level is not at all at center for the impure semiconductor, yes, and it is center at the pure semiconductor. These are some of the important difference between the impure semiconductor and the pure semiconductor. But in our question, the only option which is the conductivity of the impure semiconductor is very higher when compared to a pure semiconductor. So now we are going to solve the 26th question. See the question here. What is the purpose of oil in a transformer is to? So what is the main purpose of the oil in a transformer? So here out of the 4 options, option C is the correct solution of this question, which is transfer heat from the windings and core to the cooling surfaces of the transformer. Yes, option C is the correct solution of this question, and let's discuss something more about this one. So basically this is a 2-winding transformer. So in this 2-winding transformer, we are going to keep this 2-winding transformer in a big some protection surface. So inside this protection surface, we are going to pour the oil in this one. So the basic aim of this oil in a transformer is for the cooling purpose and also for the insulation purpose. So wherever the windings are going to get heated, this oil is going to act as a cooling medium. It is going to remove the heat and send it to a backbone, and so therefore it is also going to provide insulation between the windings also. So this oil is going to make as a 2 functions. 2 important functions are going to be done by the oil in a transformer, which is the cooling and also the insulation. So therefore in the A examinations, they will ask which type of oil are used in the transformer core or transformer. So therefore here basically there are three oils, which are the mineral oil, silicone oil and the fluorocarbon oil. So these three oils are used in the transformer, but in most of the cases the mineral oil is used, but rarely this silicone oil and the fluorocarbon oils are used, very rarely, but these are used. This mineral oil is used at a very faster. So therefore this oil is used in larger areas, means in most of the transformers this oil is preferred, but this silicone oil and fluorocarbon oils are very rarely used. So this type of questions are asked in AE examination. So in the question they are asked which type of oil is used in the transformer, means mineral oil is used. So life expectancy of this mineral oil is around 20 years. So 20 years is the life expectancy of this mineral oil. So therefore for 20 years it can work non-stop. So therefore after that you have to remove it again, you have to fill it with a new oil. So therefore this is the important things of this oil. So basically the oil in a transformer is used for the two purposes, mainly for the cooling and also the insulation purposes. So now we are going to solve that 27th question. See the question here. Which one of the following standard is used in vehicular communication system? So what is the IEEE standard? Which one we are going to use in the vehicular communication system? So what are the four options? Option B is the correct solution of this question. So let's discuss something more facts about this one. So basically for wireless communication, the standard is IEEE 802.11. So this is the IEEE standard for the wireless communication. So in the wireless communication there are different categories. So out of this is the IEEE 802.11p. It is for the vehicular communication system. So this is the standard for the vehicular communication system, and it is a part of this one. So it is a part of this one. So therefore here this wave is nothing but wireless access in vehicular environments. So this is going to help you in communication between the vehicles. This IEEE standard is going to help you in communication between the vehicles and also in the surrounding areas. So because of this one, this is the standard for the vehicular communication system. So now we are going to solve the 20th question. See the question here. Whistleblowing is an organizational set of effects. 1. Peer professional relationships. 2. Relationships with management. And 3. Family relationships. So therefore here, which of the above statements are correct? So in this question they are asking, because of whistleblowing, what are the things are going to get affected? So here, peer professional relationships, yes, it is going to get affected, and also relationships with management, yes, but the family relationships, no, it is not going to affect the family relationships, because the whistleblowing is going to affect only the professional life but not the personal life. So the whistleblowing is going to affect only the professional life but not the personal life. And let's discuss something more facts about this whistleblowing also. So now we'll discuss some of the important facts of the whistleblower. So basically what is the meaning of a whistleblowing is nothing but, suppose if in any organization if something wrong is going to happen, then if a person want to tell something wrong is happening, if you want to tell to his higher officials, if inside the company, then like officers like senior officer or CEO or the HR of the company, if he tells something wrong is happening, then he is said to be internal whistleblower, because he is informing something wrong is happening inside company itself. So he is said to be an internal whistleblower. But if the same person, if he tells the external people like media, police and government officials, if something wrong is happening in a company, if he tells to the external people like these three people, then he is said to be an external whistleblower. So each and every company will have its own policy regarding the whistleblowing, how to do the process, and how to, suppose if he doesn't do the whistleblowing in a proper manner, and if there are no policies, then he can lose his job. So in order to lose his job, and also how to treat with people regarding the mistreat, so all these laws are going to protect the whistleblowing in a proper manner. And also if you see the famous whistleblower, so if you see the most of the famous whistleblower in the history is the Edward Joseph Snowden. So on his name there is also a film has also came on his name, which is Edward Joseph Snowden. He is a former CIA employee. So he has leaked some of the important information regarding the United States National Security Agency in 2013. So he leaked how these people are going to see each and everyone through online, even if their mobile phones are in off mode also they can see how these people are going to, some leaked information also he has shared to the people, to the public. So he is a very famous whistleblower. His name is Edward Joseph Snowden. He is a former CIA employee. So here, so because of whistleblowing, only his professional life is going to affect, but not the personal life. So here 1 and 2 are going to relate to the professional life, and 3 family relationships are not going to affect with the whistleblowing. So 1 and 2 are only correct one. So therefore option is the correct solution of this question. So if you want to do the whistleblowing, you have to do it in a proper manner. So you have to do as per the policies of this company. Otherwise, you will be in a very big trouble. So now we are going to solve the 29 question. See the question here. Which one of the following is not a major quality control method? So out of the 4 things, which one is not a major quality control method? Yes, option A, inspection, testing and sampling. Yes, these 3 are belong to a quality control methods. By inspection, testing and sampling, we can know which is a very quality one and which is not a non-quality one. So option C, loading is not a major quality control method. So option C is the correct solution of this question. So the 3 most quality control methods are the inspection, testing and the sampling. So now this is the last question of this lecture. See the question here. If delta is equal to this bracket value is equal to 0, if PQ are different than the value of the PQR. So this is the determinant of some matrix they are given. So if it is equal to 0, then what is the, if PQ are different numbers, are distinct numbers, they are not equal, then what is the product of the PQR? We need to figure out. So what are the 4 options? Option B, 1 is the correct solution of this question. So let's solve this numerical. So before I solve this numerical, let me tell a small formula here. Determinant of A, B plus C, D, E plus F. So this is a 2 by 2 matrix. So if in this form, then this determinant is equal to A, B, D, E plus determinant of A, C, D, F. So in this manner, this is a formula. So same thing here, this is a 3 by 3 matrix. So same formula I am going to apply here. This whole determinant is equal to 0. So therefore, this determinant I am going to make into 2 parts, which is P, Q, R, P square, Q square, R square, P cube, Q cube, R cube. So this is a one matrix plus and P square minus 1, P square minus 1, Q square minus 1, R square minus 1. So this is also same matrix. So based on the above formula, I have made it like this one. So if you see carefully here this is a P is a common. So I am going to take here P as a common in the first row and Q as a common in the second row and R as a common in the third row. So therefore I am going to get PQR determinant of 1 P square, 1 Q square, 1 R square. So here what I am going to do is I am going to interchange the column 3 with the column 2. So therefore this is going to come here and this is going to go to the third column. So I am going to interchange the column 2 and column 3. If you are going to interchange one time, means you have to keep a negative sign here. So therefore here again same thing I have written. Again I want to interchange the first column and the second column. So I want to interchange the first column and the second column. Again I have to introduce a minus. So again already there is a minus. So minus into minus is again positive. So this is the thing we have got. So what I am going to do is now I want to take a minus 1 as a common in the first column. So minus 1 is common is nothing but I am going to get here minus. So therefore this is the thing I am going to get finally. So this is the thing here. If you see carefully in the question they are given that P, Q are always different numbers. Means if P, Q are different numbers means here each and every row is independent. So therefore if each and every row is independent, then this determinant is not at all equal to 0. So this determinant is going to give you some finite value. So finite value it is going to give. So I am going to take this as a common value. So therefore PQR minus 1 into this determinant is equal to 0. Because PQ are always different numbers, so it is not equal to 0. So therefore this has to be equal to 0. Then only this overall product will become 0. Because this is not equal to 0, then this has to be equal to 0. Then only the product will become equal to 0. So therefore PQR minus 1 is equal to 0. So therefore PQR is equal to 1. So we can conclude that here, as in the question they are given PQ are different. So therefore this determinant will be always not equal to 0, because here each and every row is independent of each other. So the rank is always equal to 3. So it is not equal to 0, the determinant. So therefore it is a finite value because it is a determinant, so it is always going to give a finite value. So I am going to take this as a common between these two terms. So PQR minus 1. So if you equate to 0, we are going to get PQR is equal to 1. So this is a correct solution of this question. So by this lecture we have successfully completed the 30 questions of the ESE 2021 General Studies solutions in a very detailed manner. And if you like the content of our channel, then please do like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon button. So whenever we upload a new video, the direct notifications comes on mobile. If any improvements in our lectures, then please do comment in the comment section. We will definitely include all those improvements in the coming lectures. Thank you so much for watching this lecture. Keep smiling, take care and bye-bye.